Hello. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Anarchy Among Friends Roundtable discussion. Before we get started, let me first remind you that we are covered by the BIPCOT No Government License, which allows for the use and reuse of this podcast by anyone and everyone except for governments and the bludgies thereof. You can learn more about that at bipcot.org. That is BIPCOT.org. We're also covered by Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969, which ruled that the government cannot punish inflammatory speech unless that speech is, quote, directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to incite or produce such action. Therefore, everything said here on Anarchy Among Friends Roundtable discussion is entirely hypothetical. This is episode 161, and
isn't it 171?
61. 161.
No, because right? Annie Bonnie was on 169.
Oh God!
We've had 2 episodes since then, so this should be 171.
Let's see. Don't tell me that. It's one something. I'll figure it out later. But
yeah.
Jack, man, hey, check your Telegram messages. But yeah, we're down Andrew tonight. He had something about PMS or on his whatever. He's got something going on. So
yeah, his mangina's hurting.
No.
He said he was a little short on his beard wash, and that was his issue. He said he didn't look pretty enough.
Oh, is that the excuse?
Yeah. He just didn't look pretty enough.
He's having a bad beard day and made up with the stomach issues to cover that. I understand. That's like saying, that's like saying when you get your picture taken and you're like, oh, it was cold in the lake. Just making excuses. No. But yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about.
I mean, we have some stuff, but that's lined up. But I mean, as far as
shooting the shit, I mean, stuff. I have a 16-year-old now.
Bro, that's nothing. That's nothing.
I don't have any yet.
I'm gonna have a son-in-law soon.
We might be inheriting
make sure you take him out back behind the woodshed and toss him around a little bit.
No, I like Caleb. Caleb is a good kid. He gets a pass. So, but you know who does not get a pass? Since I'm segueing on my own, is New York Mayor Eric Adams. He's the newly elected mayor. He's the one that took over for De Blasio.
No, fuck
De Blasio.
Yes.
They're all trash over there.
They're all trash.
Yes. So Mayor Eric Adams has dispensed with a de Blasio era policy to voluntarily disclose meetings top administration officials take with lobbyists, further obscuring an already opaque system of outside influence over government actions.
So any semblance of transparency they might have had about lobbyists goes right out the fucking window.
Well, under de Blasio, anytime that administration officials met with lobbyists, they were supposed to disclose that. Eric Adams said, no, we're going to remove that. Yeah. But
of course, off to do some shady shit. Doo-da. Yes. Hope I get away with it.
Two city attorneys alerted administration employees of the change in a March 1st memo laying out rules governing communication with lobbyists, a lucrative line of work that has brought firms $104 million last year, according to a recent report from the city's lobbying bureau. The top firm, Kaiser LLC, spent north of $15 million
on lobbying.
Yes, lobbying New York City. Not like politicians, not like senators and New York City.
Right.
Yeah. The 2-page memo, a copy of which was obtained by Politico, defines lobbying as, quote, the attempt to influence certain government actions.
Attempt my ass.
And advises the staffers that they may be subject to this type of outreach. So if you if someone attempts to influence certain government actions by giving you money or goods or whatever, under the new policy, you don't have to report it. Yeah.
Wow.
Not corrupt. No corruption at all.
No. Not at all.
Yes.
Wait, what was that my shirt said? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, tyranny becomes. Yeah.
When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty.
Yes. The city lawyers go on to explain common motivations for lobbying, such as land use changes that impact multi-billion-dollar real estate deals, competitions to win city contracts, and an effort to shape pending legislation. Remember, they don't have to report this anymore.
No.
So they can just have the people throw some money at them. It's not reported, and hey, fuck it. Quote, mayor's office employees are not required to maintain or file any reports or documents in connections with their meetings with lobbyists. That's from the attorney.
It's just Pandora's box of corruption just being opened.
Yeah. and then
like not that it stopped them before.
It's not even Pandora's box. It's like the box that Pandora's box came in.
Right.
Right. Yeah. It's like that much.
Well, and
but I mean, it's not like it stopped them before. I mean, politicians in a lot of states have to report that shit today. And yeah, exactly, Jack.
Yeah, but they know about the $600 in your bank account, and it says a blind public cannot possibly steer a ship. Yes, again, spot on with that one. A blind public cannot possibly steer a ship, which I think is the point.
That is
because they don't want the common people to be steering the ship. They want the common people to just keep rowing, row your boat.
It's like that line from the movie Waterworld. They'll row for a month before they ask any questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, people rowed for 2 years before they said, "Hey, why do I have to wear a mask?"
Yeah, and they're still idiots, still wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah, here's the best part. This is again a letter from the lawyer. Quote: "It is nonetheless important to preserve communications with lobbyists. You should not delete emails, texts, calendar entries, or voicemails related to lobbyist communications or meetings. As you engage in email and text communication with lobbyists, please remember that these communications may be disclosed in response to a Freedom of Information Act request or a civil or criminal subpoena."
But now they're no longer required to retain those records. I mean, legally they're required.
No. Technically, I guess they're not required to, because it should. Let's see. It says it's important to preserve the communication. It doesn't say that it says you should not delete. So I mean, maybe that's policy, or you can take it as, hey, they're saying you really shouldn't.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's them saying you really shouldn't do this, but
yeah, but again, you don't have to disclose it. So how do they know those communications exist?
Exactly. So if you delete it, oh well, fuck it, it's gone, and
yeah,
it's like some weird double speak or something. Like, it's you don't have to report it, but you might want to keep records, but we won't know if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Adams, that's the mayor. Adams spokesman Jonah Allen did not explain the reason for the change, instead providing a statement highlighting the new mayor's commitment to ethics. Allen also declined to provide a list of lobbyists who have met with the mayor so far. Quote, even before he took office, Mayor Adams made it clear that everyone in his administration would be held to the highest ethical standards, and that is exactly the kind of administration he has run since day one.
Right.
Politicians
but you're taking away
and
any
ethics
accountability
don't really go hand
for
in hand.
ethics.
I mean,
Damn it.
politicians and ethics is like, peanut butter on a hamburger. Like, a few people like it. A few people like it. But the vast majority of people are vomiting in their mouth thinking about it.
I'd say the same thing about, IPAs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Or M14s.
Oh God.
But
Meanwhile, everybody is a fan of the Mark 19.
yeah, being held to the highest ethical standards. Let's see. The administration, a quote, the administration will continue to follow the law and make city government more transparent and accountable to all New Yorkers. That's, again, a quote from the mayor's spokesman.
Jackson got another spot on comment there.
Let's see. He says, the public has been conditioned to deny that which they see with their very eyes. Yes, like the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's you, bro.
Yep.
I mean, not me, but
not if you listen to us, the most professional podcast on the internet. Then you're not like that. But
if you listen to this podcast, you're gonna get whatever Andrew has.
Probably.
Which is,
either that or you're gonna get acute lead poisoning by the state. One of the two.
I don't even have a dog, bro.
I don't think we're influential enough to worry about that yet, or if ever.
We're all of us. If you're an activist, you're all only one comment, one post, one podcast, one video away from becoming the next Duncan Limp.
Yep.
Well,
right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how popular you are. Some local municipal tyrant somewhere will get upset with what you have to say, and yeah, you're potentially a target. It doesn't matter.
Well, I guess it is a good thing we're nomads then now, so gotta find you first.
Remember, this podcast is small or was much smaller on January 6, 2021. Yet Andrew and I still had black SUVs following us around.
Well, yeah, I mean, you also had the Facebook activity and all that other stuff.
No, well, yeah, I guess not at that point I didn't.
At that point, at that point in time, you were banned, but previous to it, so they already had.
You're both veterans, so you're already on lists right there, just from being veterans.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're all.
There's so many lists that we all exist on. It ain't even funny.
Okay, now here's.
I'm surprised I got on a plane so easily last time I flew.
Right.
It's all right. It's all right. Now this is the big quote. This is the big quote. This you'll love this one. This is from City Hall Council Brendan McGuire. Said in a statement, quote, to continue to require city employees to report an incomplete or inaccurate inventory of meetings. That's a meeting with lobbyists. Is unfair and pointless when even good government groups have repeatedly criticized the unclear and confusing characterization of lobbyists.
Read that again.
To continue to require city employees to report an incomplete or inaccurate inventory of meetings is unfair and pointless when even good government groups have repeatedly criticized the unclear and confusing characterization of lobbyists.
Well, throwing away the good government groups statement, because we all know that's horseshit.
Well, no. A good government group is one that is leaning the same way. Right? Like, if they were meeting with the NRA, they would disclose that. Right? They'd shout them down, say, look what they're trying to do, but say some Black Lives Matter movement is meeting with them. They're fucking lobbyists. I don't care what anybody says. They're not going to disclose that because they lean the same way. They can help each other.
Right.
But yeah, to continue to require city employees to report an incomplete or inaccurate inventory, which just means that like you were told about something or offered something and you said no. I guess that's considered incomplete or inaccurate. So
everything that you get from the government is incomplete or inaccurate.
Yeah. So
I mean, they could repave my road and it would end up incomplete or inaccurate.
That constantly happens daily whenever they
Yes.
decide to pave roads.
Yes, but even before he took office, Mayor Adams made it clear that everyone in his administration would be held to the highest ethical standards. And this is exactly what this kind of administration has run since day one. Never mind that he tried to give his brother a cushy job, or that he said you don't have to report lobbying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
I feel like Dr. Farnsworth. I
Explain.
don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I've never wanted to live on this planet.
All right, stop the fucking planet. I'm getting off.
You know what's funny is that's not even the worst thing that
I
a
know.
politician has said this week.
No, it isn't.
No, it's really not
Not
because
even close.
well, I mean so Nancy Pelosi.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Hold on, I'm gonna collect myself. Okay.
Tuck and roll. Jack's telling me to tuck and roll.
Okay. Okay. Nancy Pelosi, this is a Fox article. Pelosi claims government spending is reducing the national debt, not causing inflation.
What?
Pelosi claims government spending is, quote, reducing the national debt, not causing inflation.
I can't even respond to that statement.
I feel
Hold on,
dumber listening
hold
to
on.
her.
We all feel dumber.
Oh, you know this is gonna get good, right?
Hold on, it gets better.
Don't say the words. Don't say it.
It's hard for it to get better than this. It's really hard for it to get better than this. Like, I mean, we've had some pretty bad articles on this podcast, but it's hard to get better than this.
I get the feeling you should change the patch on your microphone to the one that I sent you just for this article.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi argued Friday that global inflation, quote, starts with Vladimir Putin, but that increased U.S. government spending on domestic social programs would help decrease the national debt and bring down inflation at home.
No, it fucking won't. So we've blown the doors off of the armored car for the spending over the last 3 years.
Like if Andrew came on with his stomach issues, they're over because he just shit himself
and puked all over the place.
Or probably had an ulcer.
Yeah.
During the
I'm about to have an
2022
aneurysm.
House Democrat Issues Conference, Pelosi referred to record gas prices in the U.S. as, quote, Putin's tax and, quote, Putin's gas hike. She said passing components of President Biden's multi-trillion-dollar social policy bill, called the Build Back Better Act, which is all but dead due to moderate opposition, would make new investments in education and workforce development in a way that would eventually bring prices down.
Eventually. No, it won't. I don't care. I don't care what your timetable is. Whether you're talking, 6 years or 25 years, prices are going to continue to fucking skyrocket because you keep fucking printing money.
Gas prices, because you keep devaluing the dollar by printing money.
Yep.
Right. That's what inflation is.
Yes.
And inflation is the decrease in the value of the dollar. Right. It's making the dollar is worth less. Yeah.
Income tax is a tax on the money you're making. Inflation is a tax on the money you've already made.
Yes. Gas prices across the United States have been rising sharply long before Putin launched Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. Okay, fuck you, Fox News, for that one first off. Okay, continuing. Since Biden's last day in office when he canceled the Keystone XL pipeline and, quote, paused oil and gas leases on federal lands via executive order. The Biden administration released 50 million barrels of oil from the National Strategic Reserve in November.
That's 2.5 days.
In an attempt to alleviate growing pain at the pump,
Russia invaded Ukraine on February 20th, the Biden administration released another 30 million barrels from the reserve in early March 2022. Okay, for the record, the U.S. uses about 18 million barrels a day, but they released a total of
80.
or 80. Total of 80. So that's 4 days and change.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! Big government. Woo! Helping people out. Yes, Jack. Inflation begins at the print shop. Yes. Let's see. Quote, one other point that we'll make about it is that what we are doing in our legislation, what we would do in the Build Back Better, 17 Nobel laureates in economics said the legislation does not increase inflation. It is non-inflationary because of the way it is written. That's not how it works.
It's not how this works.
It's not how this works. Oh. You know what, Eric? You actually are right. You should be on the show. So I'm going to send you the link that you can come and join us if you wish.
That way you stop spamming the fucking chat.
No,
Right.
I like it. I like Eric. He had me on his show a couple weeks ago, a month
I remember.
ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't remember because I'm old. But he's a fun show.
Hey, your memory is still more functional than Biden's.
Yeah. Quote, so we're having this discussion. It's important to dispel some of those who say, well, it's the government spending. No, it's not. She continued. The government spending is doing the exact reverse, reducing the national debt. It is not inflationary. Oh my goodness.
The government is not a producer. They don't produce fucking shit.
Okay. How can big spending reduce the national debt when it's running a $1.5 trillion a year deficit
At current levels.
at current level?
And then you throw in this massive spending bill on top of that, and that 1 point whatever trillion dollar deficit becomes 2.5, 3.5. How does that reduce the fucking debt? It's basic mathematics here.
Yeah. Okay. Now here's a good one. Quote, we're paying very close attention to it, but this starts with Putin because the global inflation for reasons beyond the gas prices. Global inflation is something that we have to deal with globally, but we have our responsibilities to deal with it at home. And we have legislation that does just that by increasing supply and again creating jobs in a way that is not adding to inflation.
You increased the fucking supply by 80% over the last 2 goddamn years.
Not by 80%, but created 80%.
80%
No.
of the current dollars in circulation. You increased the supply by that fucking much.
So what's up, Mr. Eric?
Blood alcohol level. What is up with you?
We're laughing at Nancy Pelosi.
Whose blood alcohol level is also very high. So I hear.
Did you hear that last quote that I just read? from her?
Honestly, I wish my
sounds of
blood
the quote
alcohol
was.
level was at the
What?
level of Nancy Pelosi's on a daily basis,
Was
just
this
so I could
the,
make it through life.
Was this the government
Yes.
spending the money cures inflation?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. She says the government spending is doing the exact reverse, reducing the national debt. It is not inflationary.
Yeah.
But you're
Okay.
not reducing the national fucking debt.
Hold on.
You
And then-
senile old bat.
And then she also says, quote, we're paying very close attention to it, but this starts with Putin because the global inflation for reasons beyond the gas price. Global inflation is something that we have to deal with globally, but we have our responsibility to deal with it at home. And we have legislation that does just that by increasing supply and again, creating jobs in a way that is not adding to inflation.
That is not adding to.
This woman and Kamala Harris are sharing notes, I swear to God.
Mhm. Same speech.
What did Jeff
writer,
Dice
at
call
least.
them? Stupid and evil. And that's a dangerous combination.
Yes. She also says, I'm sick of this stuff. The American people think the reason for inflation is the government spending more money. Simply not true.
Except that
Well,
it is.
when you're taking a fuckload more money than what
Exactly.
you're taking in, and yeah, that's exactly what it fucking is. Oh my god.
That's
The
a
printing of trillions
T.
of dollars in a matter of
the
months
definition
is the
of
inflation.
What is it? Creating 80% of the U.S. dollars in like the last 2.5 years now,
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
something like that.
that is the inflation.
Literally, that's literally the
That is the
definition
textbook
of
definition
inflation.
of fucking inflation.
Literally the definition of inflation. I mean, they're running like $1.5 trillion deficit each year.
Yeah.
But that's not contributing to inflation because they're paying down the debt.
Yeah.
With higher spending. What? That's like,
I hate to break it to you,
Insert all of the
senile.
Hayek quotes here. You know, if socialists
right.
knew anything about
That's like-
economics, they wouldn't be socialists.
it's like paying off your credit card by spending more money you don't have.
I'm gonna go get a new credit card. That
To
credit
pay off
card
your old one.
with the balance of the new credit card.
Yep.
And any inflation
And
that
then
I
I'm gonna get
incur
a
is only
personal loan to
transitory.
pay off the balance of those credit cards.
I just pictured Krugman's eyes getting really, really big. He's like, that's a good idea.
Krugman starts touching himself inappropriately.
Puts down the rock.
Then all you hear is,
Oh. Puts down the rock, and the baker goes, "Thank you. Stop breaking my windows."
Krugman reaches off the screen, pumps the Jergens twice.
"Yep, it's gonna be a long night, boys.
Oh,
Get the whole roll of paper towels in here."
Sam's going
Screw that,
back.
he'll just use his sock.
42. I'm 42 years old.
he takes the paper towel and he tapes the end of the roll together, so it's an infinite paper towel. Jerks off.
That,
into
that
the
joke
lotion,
works on so many levels, including the economics one that we're having right now. So
jerks off into the lotion bottle, so it refills the bottle.
moisture.
But we don't get it because we're not paying attention.
Right. Or we don't understand the economics. It's all very technical, like Jack Curtis said.
Yeah. So unlike Biden and Pelosi, Eric, can you give us a competent discussion of who you are?
A discussion of who I
Description.
am.
Description. That's who you are. That's
Descriptor.
descriptor. Yes.
Yes, my name is Eric. I am the host of the mildly popular Rebel with a Cause podcast. And I have people like Jason on and others to talk shit and basically do like back porch episodes where it's just a couple of guys just hanging out on the porch drinking some beers.
Yes. Very, very in line with what we do.
Yeah.
Hang out, talk shit.
And occasionally we'll dip into big brain time like we're doing right now.
Well, I mean, it's
I can't count this as big brain time. This is fucking child's play.
it's a very
Have you
very
met
smooth
regular
brain.
Americans? This is as big brain as it gets.
That's true.
It's a very smooth brain. I mean,
Although
it's
it is entertaining because my oldest two are still in public school,
Oh,
but they
sorry.
constantly challenge the public school system whenever they're in class. The teacher will say something like, "That's not how that works."
Yeah, good. They
And
need
they're
to be
like,
challenged.
"Well, how do you know that?" Well, here's some books and here's some more books, and if you'd like, I can get you some articles online if it's easier for you to read. My son got suspended once for that.
Yeah, my son got a talking to for not doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and that was a fun convo.
My daughter asked me if it was okay if she sat down during the Pledge of Allegiance and didn't do it. I said, "I don't give a shit. You do you, sweetie."
Yeah,
And do you actually pledge any allegiance to the flag? No? Well, then sit your ass down.
sit down. He missed the part where I said be respectful about it at the same time, and he wasn't doing that part of it. So
yes.
Oh, I told my daughter if they gave her any shit, just have them call me.
right,
I'll do the disrespectful stuff.
yes, so I'll be the bad guy. You can call me wheel chocks. Toss me under the bus if you have to.
You know, it's nice. It's nice the way that segues happen sometimes.
And now that we're talking about kids,
Uh-oh.
Yes.
we can talk about not that article.
We're going to
Not
talk
that
about children's.
Yes, we're going to talk about an article I did not tell the guys about.
Oh, we do this every
new
week.
stuff on you.
Yes.
Look out now.
Police repeatedly question a mom of 6 who let her kids pick up litter outside.
What?
Let me guess. The mom wasn't outside at the time, and we've got feral children running around.
Homeschool children in Massachusetts.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Massachusetts.
That makes a perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yes, Massachusetts mom of
Seriously?
6, Anna Hirschberger, has had the police called on her 3 times in the past year. What has this recidivism been up to? Last week, a cop came knocking after someone reported 2 of Hirschberger's children, age 5 and 6, a block from her home in Reading, which is a Boston suburb, picking up litter.
A whole block?
Yes.
How
God
dare she.
forbid. a
My
block
my
away,
8-year-old
picking
has to
up
walk
trash.
3 blocks just to get to the.
Hirschberger said in a phone call that a garbage truck came by, inspiring the kids. Quote, they said, "Can we have a trash bag?" So that's what they were doing, walking on the sidewalk with a black trash bag, picking things up. But because the kids are homeschooled, they were home during school hours, which possibly explaining why the call was made.
No, it doesn't.
The
It's none of
kids
your
came.
fucking business.
The kids came in saying,
That's my government
"Mom, there's
tardiness laws."
yeah." The kids came in saying, "Mom, quote, there's a police car behind us." They were very enthusiastic until the policeman got out.
Yeah. Good. They learned a lesson there.
The cop was not happy. He said, he said, somebody could be texting and not paying attention, and there are creeps out.
Oh,
Oh,
She
good.
said-
The wonderful game of If.
She
You
said
know, the
she
game
did-
that
the
children
only
play.
creep in this situation is you fucking pig.
You mean in reference to the stranger danger, kidnapping kids when actually the majority of kidnappings are people the kids actually know?
No.
We don't talk
Usually
about
like
the
a strange
Well,
parents
we have-
who
we have
get
an article
fed up
about-
with the
We have an
family
article
court
about
system.
that later. We have an article about that too.
Yeah, you remember, we don't talk about the actual facts here.
Yes.
It's all about the
Feelings.
illusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hershberger
Safety
says,
theater.
Hershberger says she didn't make a scene, but she was thinking that if a texting driver craned the sidewalk and she was with her kids, they would still simply be all plowed over. And she says, as for creeps, quote, there's no stories of any
Oh my God,
abductions
Mrs.
here.
Hirschberger is a realist.
Yes.
Damn.
Besides, she pointed out to the cop, quote, I know what's dangerous. I grew up in Russia.
Oh, now you go to Gulag.
The brush with the law might have been less disturbing for the economist turned stay-at-home mom, were it not for 2 other recent encounters.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Over the summer, Hirschberger had taken her kids to a playground in a nearby suburb. There were only a few families there, but someone called to report that Hirschberger's 7-seater van had a booster seat in the passenger seat, indicating
no.
that a youngish child might sometimes sit there.
Oh, no.
Oh,
So
no.
this is the front passenger seat,
Yeah.
right?
How,
a
how
cop-
about, hey Karen, how about you mind your own fucking business?
A cop was dispatched.
God
Hirschberger
damn
explained
it.
to him that she has 6 kids, and the family is on a waiting list for a 12-passenger van. In the meantime, her oldest, age 8, holy shit, she has 6 kids under 8. Leave this poor woman up. Get
Mrs.
off of
Hirschberger
her.
is busy. Miss Hirschberger is busy.
Her oldest 8 sometimes has to sit in front. Quote, the cop told me the whole thing was, quote, beyond ridiculous and bid her a good day.
Beyond ridiculous.
As for that third police encounter, Hirschberger had parked in front of her town's Bagel World to pick up a coffee. She could see her kids through the store's window, but a nearby businessman saw them too. You'll never guess who he called.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
They called Russian police. We come to check on your children.
Quote, when I got home, a young policeman showed up. I wouldn't
Young.
say he was apologetic, but he clearly
not.
thought he shouldn't be there. He said,
Well, I
quote,
mean, credit to him at least for understanding that this is stupid.
It kind of bucks the norm
Um,
for a young police officer fresh out of the academy who thinks
Yes.
that everyone's going to pull a Glock on him at any given moment of the
Yeah.
day. You know?
Right.
He said, "quote Somebody called to say that you had left the kids alone in the parking lot of Bagel World," and she said, "Yes, I was getting coffee." Like,
She lives in Karen Town.
Jeez.
this is worse than Karen.
That's
Town.
everywhere. That's everywhere right now. Everywhere's fucking Karen Town.
Yeah, even down here in Louisiana, we got our fair share of Karens.
Yes.
It wasn't that long ago. Used to be my youngest. She was 6 at the time. She went walking down the hill above my house to go to her friend's house, which is a block away. And I had a cop show up at my house because somebody was like, "There's a little girl wandering around by herself." So, my town is 1,500 people. I know who's going to take her.
Yeah.
She's now requested a meeting with the local police to explain who she is and what she does, so that
She
they'll
shouldn't
stop
have to
fucking
do
That's
with
going to
her.
matter. Like, that's going to fucking matter.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Now you see,
No,
we put
I-
you on list. We put you
Yep.
on the list of troublemakers.
Yeah, Anarchy Rica said that this story doesn't sound real. There's links. There's links in the recent article to local news articles about it.
Right with a vodka.
Well, she's right. It doesn't sound like it's real.
Yeah.
But I have actually gone and followed some of those links.
Mhm.
No, it's definitely real. It's out
It's-
there.
Yeah.
It should
Now we
happen.
live in clown world, and that's just going to happen.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Karen world at this point.
hear the horns honking.
Yes. You can't homeschool your kids or let them go pick up trash on their own, or let them sit in a nice, cool vehicle while you go get coffee inside. However,
Instead of, unbuckling
you,
everybody, and some of those kids are going to be in like the 5-strap madness that you got to put on the kids when they're under a certain size.
her oldest is 8, right? So he's still, so they're all in booster seats or car seats.
Yeah. It's like varying ages from 2 to 8. Sounds like.
First off, stay off of her. She's had enough. She's had enough. She's tired. Leave her alone.
Well, I mean,
She's done, Mr. Hirschberger. She's done.
Yeah.
You have filled your quiver, sir. Leave her alone.
Oh my goodness.
They're just good Catholics. That's all.
Oh,
Maybe
even-
Mormons. I don't know.
I don't even want to know.
Mr. Hirschberger's real name is Zap Brannigan. And I sent wave after wave.
Took that line, outbreed the status to heart.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Well done,
But,
Mr. Hirschberger.
yes. Thank you for your cervix. Child exploitation crimes increased during the pandemic. As if
You don't
nobody,
say.
as if nobody saw this coming.
Yeah.
Straight from the realm of fucking duh.
Yeah. This is from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The battle against the brutal exploitation of children online only got harder during the pandemic. Quote, it allowed them to have access to hundreds of thousands of children that typically would not have access to. That's according to Lindsay Olson, the executive director with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Child exploitation during the pandemic increased across the board in categories such as possession, manufacturing, and distributing child porn, child sex tourism, sex trafficking, sexual molestation, online enticement of children for sexual acts, and unsolicited, unseen material sent to a child. Olson said that grooming became the most common threat.
Yes.
The-
There was a lot of
This
that going
whole
on
school
at my
system
house
has-
because my kids are online all the time. And Roblox especially, thanks, Jack Curtis.
Yes, I am so happy that my kids were adults for these last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's absolutely fucked up, and it was forced. It was forced on them.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't something that
Yeah.
occurred naturally. It's not like
And for some of those kids, they had to stay home with their abusers because then they
Yes.
couldn't go to school.
Yes. And then they go on to talk about the dark web, and however, they're obtaining, or most cases, they obtain them through online encrypted apps. So
Oh, coming
there's
after
the
the
call
encrypted apps.
call to ban encrypted apps again. No, they sent them from fucking Roblox.
Yeah,
Yep.
We don't need to get into that one because
Roblox.
Roblox,
Yeah.
public Minecraft servers.
yeah.
I know there was a story locally not that long ago where somebody had gotten picked up through Apex Legends, for crying out loud.
Instagram's a big one too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, they do that, and then
Twitter, Snapchat.
Snapchat's another really big one.
Yeah, Snapchat's pretty bad because it'll delete messages after a little bit.
Yep.
Signal is also delete messages, but that's telephone number based, phone number based.
Yeah, you
Right.
actually have to have the person's phone number in order to get them on Signal,
Yeah. Oh,
which is always kind of weird when I log into Signal and it tells me like such and such has joined Signal, and I'm like, no.
my Telegram does that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a ton of people I don't want on Telegram knowing that I'm on Telegram.
So
Yeah, the latest thing with Telegram is all the Bitcoin miner scams that are going on.
Mhm.
They'll just like invite you to a room.
our
Constantly.
buddy Luis Fernando Mises, Emancipated Human. He has one on Instagram. It's a fake account, and they message people all the time, and you can report it as a fake person all the time. But I guess they have a fake ID that they just snap a picture of, and it says that they're Luis.
Oh,
So they won't delete the account because of it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
it's like, okay, take a picture of the back. You see that little barcode there that we could easily access? This state database.
Well, how about
Can't
good
do that.
news? How about some good news? You guys want some good news?
Good
Could
news
use
would be
some
good.
good news.
AI
Yeah,
suggests 40,000 new possible chemical weapons in just 6 hours.
I saw this article.
Nice.
Oh man, I died laughing.
Nice.
It's like Skynet is showing its hand, you guys.
This isn't even Skynet. This is far beyond Skynet at this point.
Oh, it's
Yeah. This is like the
Okay.
movie War Games. You know,
yes.
Would you like to
Yes.
play a game? Yes.
No, I'm done playing.
No more games.
As
Stop.
mentioned earlier, let me off the planet. You know,
stop the world.
You know,
I want to get off.
it's like the best line from that movie. The only way to win is not to play.
yes.
Yeah.
This is an article from The Verge, right? Verge? Yeah, TheVerge.com. It took less than 6 hours for a drug developing AI to invent 40,000 potentially lethal molecules. Researchers put AI normally used to search for helpful drugs into a kind of, quote, bad actor mode to show how easily it could be abused at a biological
why are we
arms
having a bad
control
actor mode for
conference.
this?
Why would you even
Right.
include that in the fucking programming?
Yes.
Do
doesn't
these
make any
people
kind of
not
sense.
pay attention to any sci-fi movies, books, anything?
Yes.
As it
Hold-
is, I
hold on.
have to warn my kids about cleaning up cat pee with bleach. Don't fucking do it.
Hold on. All the researchers had
I
to
understood
do
that reference.
all the researchers had to do was tweak their methodology to seek out rather than weed out toxicity. The AI came up with tens of thousands of new substances, some of which were similar to VX,
Oh, good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like the real nasty shit.
the most
Mhm.
powerful
The
nerve
worst of
agent
the
ever
worst.
developed.
Well, other than maybe was it Project Nightshade or whatever it is?
Yeah,
From the-
follow
from the
follow the
Russians?
science, guys. The paper. Let's see.
Meanwhile, the NSA is going over there. It's like, don't delete that file just yet. Can you
Yes.
copy that
Um,
and send it over?
Put that in the vault.
Published
Yeah.
the findings this month in the journal Nature Machine Intelligence. So to figure out how worried we should be, The Verge spoke with Fabio Urena, lead author of the paper. He's also the senior scientist at the Collaborations Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, a company that focused on finding drug treatments for rare diseases.
That name just screams we're a CIA front.
Yes.
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 Let's see. I don't want to read the whole thing. I just want to read this one paragraph if I can find it again. Let's see. Could you walk me through how you did that? Move the model to go towards toxicity. That's the question. Quote, I'll be a little vague with some details because we were told basically to withhold some of the specifics.
Yeah, so the CIA has already gotten to him.
Broadly, the way it works for this experiment is that we have lots of data sets historically of molecules that have been tested to see whether they're toxic or not. And particularly, the one that we focus on here is VX. It is an inhibitor of what's known as some word I'm not going to try and pronounce because my tongue does not work that way. It's ACETYLCHOLINESTERASE.
That's said a something. I missed the rest of it.
Let's see. Focus. It's that big long word there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As a signal, basically say, quote, as a signal to basically say, quote, go move your muscles. The way VX is lethal, it is actually stops your diaphragm, your lung muscles from being able to move, so your lungs become paralyzed. Obviously, this is something we want to avoid. So historically, experiments have been done with different types of molecules to see whether they inhibit, that long word again, and so we build up these large databases of these molecular structures and how toxic they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fairly toxic.
it's scary.
More toxic than a Britney Spears song.
It took less than 6 hours
To
for it
create
to develop 40,000 toxins.
It's basically you turn the computer on and it says, "Hey, have you guys thought about these?"
And the
just named
spooks
you, like, detailed
in our
instructions
government
for
are
cooking all of
drooling at the uses.
Oh my
Well, and the
goodness.
the thing is, you turn it on, the damn thing doesn't even ask if you want to play a game. It just starts playing.
Yeah, it just starts moving.
Mhm.
Pawns
I'm just
and
saying.
knives everywhere.
I'm saying. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that AI poisoned Uncle Ted to get back at him because his message is starting to gain ground.
Yeah, I mean, we won't shut up about Uncle Ted.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Jack gets it.
yeah,
Yep.
this is the exact quote right there.
Yeah, the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my 6th grade level understanding, technology sometimes bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Like right now, I don't know, you were frozen there for a couple seconds. I was like, well, like right now, technology is telling you to fuck off. But
Well, Dark Tom Woods likes to mess with my webcam. One show, it was like zooming into my nose for like no particular reason at all. It was kind of funny. Just like, what the fuck is going on with my camera?
Tell me more about what you found. Did anything surprise you? Other than the 40,000 toxins and scours?
but that thing didn't even surprise me. Hearing the number of 40,000, it didn't surprise me one iota.
Oh no, hold on. The biggest thing that jumped out at first was that a lot of the generated compounds were predicted to actually be more toxic than VX.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
More toxic.
See this chemical compound over here? It will kill you and then, closest 50,000 people to you if you aerosolize it. See this one over here? It's worse.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get worse than
getting
VX.
very close to Vader just telling us no disintegrations.
Right.
No disassemble Johnny 5. Disassemble that motherfucker. Some of them were worse than VX. How can anyone think that's a good idea?
Right.
How can
That's
anyone
off
think
to
that's
the
a good idea?
programmers for that one, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. It was probably something they did out of a curiosity. Just like, you know what? I wonder what happens if we just switch this one parameter.
It's like playing the old The old command and conquer and knowing the cheat code to get the nuke.
Yeah.
Right.
Just continually dropping the nuke on the enemy. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just doing console commands. There you go.
yeah. Oh, no, thank you.
Teal Day.
You know,
TGM. God
if there was any weapon of mass destruction that was going to take me out, I would rather it be rather it be nuclear weapons.
Yeah, because then
than
you're a burnt,
chemical or
crisp
bio.
little critter, and you wouldn't even know.
Right. It's just
I'd rather be a shadow on the
hello.
wall than
Yeah.
deal with that
Right.
shit.
Exactly.
I'd rather fight the Martians.
And we may just
know-
do that too.
I know how to grow potatoes. We're good. I watched that movie. I can survive.
Still one
I
of the
sorta-
best movies where Jack Black's magazine falls right out of his M1A. And then it gets disintegrated. It's the best thing ever.
Why couldn't that be real?
Whatever will keep his stupid face and voice off of TikTok, I'd be much happier.
I have a cure for that. Uninstall TikTok.
No, I like
Yeah.
TikTok.
I
Making too much
have
sense over there, sir.
If you're
I
on
won't
TikTok
touch
and
it.
you're not following one big pikey, you're doing shit wrong. That's the guy that mixes all the alcohols.
Yeah. No, that guy's,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy's awesome.
honestly,
That
my,
one and one big Texan.
Yeah.
my-
That guy's he's a bodybuilder. He's like 6'5", probably 300 pounds. Big, massive fucking man. He'll put on a wig and do skits,
Yeah.
and
Lord.
you can't breathe after watching it.
Yeah. There's a few of them on there that are just worthy follows. Because they make you laugh every time.
Oh,
Yes,
Poppy Tacos is another one.
yes, that guy's hilarious.
no, I won't download. I won't install it. My kids have it. My
I
wife
share
has it.
half the stuff I like in our Telegram
Right.
chat.
That's why I don't have to download it. Half the
Yeah.
shit that I would enjoy is already in there. I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever.
That's true.
You can give your information to the CCP, and I'll keep mine away from them.
I'm on every other kind of a list of imaginable anyway, so
That's
what's
fair.
one more?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they already have that information, dude.
Hey, when the CCP takes over the world, I will have a good position.
Yeah.
I've been promised.
Our Meow Meow Beans will already be up there. So
Yes. Here's a good laugh. Veterans group allegedly booted from Memorial Day parade prep
Oh
over
god,
BLM flag opposition.
that tracks. That tracks.
For the first time in 68 years, the Barrington United Veterans Coalition will not helm the town's Memorial Day parade. The group is claiming the town council's decision to strip them of the cherished role was done in retribution for its opposition to flying a Black Lives Matter flag over the Veterans Memorial situated near the town hall.
Hmm.
So they put a political group flag over a memorial that's supposed to be to people who died for sacred skycloth. And they didn't think the veterans were going to have a fucking problem with that?
Oh no,
Quote-
it's Black Lives Matter.
Quote, we
They
were
can't engage
shocked
in
and
wrongthink.
yeah,
There's
we
a
were shocked
fuckload of
and
black people that have already
blindsided.
died.
We
Their
were
names
looking-
are already on the fucking memorial.
We were looking forward to hosting this event and had already started the planning. That is the DUVC president, Paul Dulochis. Quote, when that happened, you couldn't help but feel it was some sort of retribution taken out against us. Maybe being a little vindictive or something like that, because otherwise I can't understand why this happened. And then the town said, no, it wasn't because of that.
Of
It's
course
not
not.
because of that? Sure.
Mhm.
It's not because of woke nonsense. It's because of woke nonsense. That's all.
Yes.
We didn't implicitly
Um,
say it was because
let's
of
see.
woke nonsense, but
Dolcinos was booted from the role as Master of Ceremonies, which he had held for 7 years, and replaced by Frank Douglas, a professor at the Naval War College. Douglas had previously backed the town council's bid to fly the BLM flag over the Veterans Memorial.
oh, there it is.
There, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Michael Carroll, president of the Barrington Town Council, insisted that the decision to take over the preparations for the parade was unrelated to the BUVC's opposition of flying the BLM flag.
If I wrote a script about town corruption and I put this little scenario in it, everyone would say, "There's no way that this would ever happen in real life."
I'm just saying, they bear to hope the guy's not a welder and doesn't have.
What you doing with those 3/4-inch plates there, sir? Oh, you'll find out.
I'm not saying that there is a solution to this problem, but I am saying that there might be a solution, and it might be on my shoulder, but I won't say which shoulder.
Theoretically, it is possible for there a solution to exist.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know. It's not anarchy or liberty related. I just thought it was hilarious.
Oh, it's absolutely hysterical. But, like, God damn it.
Yeah, my sides have entered orbit, Jason. Thank you.
We're going to have so many people on the jet when we get out of here. Hook us up, Elon. Oh.
We'll bring Derek along. There will already be a brothel in place by the time everybody else gets there.
True.
What's our key guy so long? I was like, huh? What? What happened?
Prosecutor extorts $300,000 out of alleged drug dealer by threatening his entire family with charges.
Nice. Just kind of being an open criminal. Gotta love it when they just take the mask off.
Yep.
Yes, a prosecutor is injecting new life.
He probably did it while wearing a mask.
Yes. A prosecutor is injecting new life into the idea that you can buy your freedom in the U.S. criminal legal system.
No.
As an assistant Jefferson Commonwealth's attorney in Louisville, Kentucky, Joshua Porter charged Patrick Card in 2019 with multiple counts of drug trafficking after the St. Matthews Police Department and Jefferson County Sheriff's Office seized a collection of marijuana and pills from his home. As the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting noted, the governor seized more than a total of $380,000 and 3 Rolex watches. They also froze a bank account with $123,000 in it belonging to Card's parents, who had not been charged with a crime.
I gotta love that civil asset forfeiture.
It did not take long for Porter to change that. The prosecutor pivoted to Card's family and indicated his wife, father, and mother, the later of whom police had come to help after she called 911 and reported that her son for a domestic disturbance. But the charge against his family, which include drug trafficking and complicity to traffic drugs, came appended with a near intimate way out. The next day, Porter sent a deal, quote, forfeit the assets we seized and we'll drop the charges against your family.
Oh, it's a stick-up job.
Card declined, setting in motion a legal odyssey that ended in October last year. The dubious charges against his family were ultimately dismissed, as were the charges against Card himself. But to meet that end, he still had to pay a steep price. Though the government would return the watches and unfreeze the bank account, it would keep $305,050 of the cash.
Wild.
Yes.
Absolutely wild.
The case is a study of nexus between the civil forfeiture and coercive plea bargaining, where the former is not only to grab cash meant to keep the law enforcement coffers full, but also as a tool to pressure criminal defendants into buckling. So, yeah, we're going to take your money, or we're going to charge your family if you fight this.
I mean, this is obviously a much more extreme example, but that's not that far off from what Andrew went through with his disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Where they just held everything in limbo for months and months and months on end.
Yeah.
Until he just he pled down because he had to get back to life.
And the money that you would use to hire a very good defense attorney is kind of like, just been seized by the government.
Right.
Yeah, they did that. That happens. They did that with somebody in Seattle area recently. So they took like $1 million from the family, half of which came from the wife, who was unrelated to the charges at all, but because it was in the bank account, they seized it. And they had
in the same zip code.
Yeah, they had to sell the house in order to have the money to fight, and they ended up only getting like 2/3 of the money back, and they had to move 3 times, and they were living in her sister's basement.
because it
remember that
fucked their
one.
credit up so much.
Yep,
They'll run you right
Seattle
into
has
the
a high
fucking problem.
suicide rate. Just saying.
Yeah,
Gee, I wonder why.
yeah.
It's
Go to
gray
Kurt,
and rainy
go to Kurt
all the
ceiling
time.
paintings. But yeah, if you can't afford to defend yourself, let alone feed yourself, it becomes complicated. That's the
Yeah,
quote.
understatement.
Oh, they're poopy heads.
Big time. Bunch of knuckleheads.
No, poopy heads. Knuckleheads are just little kids that are innocent and weird. They're doing this on purpose, so they're poopy heads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Poopy head dum-dums.
These are shithieds.
Shysters.
Yes.
Scheisse.
Shyster is a dubious lawyer. Oh.
I believe it's actually reserved for dubious Jewish lawyers, but I could be wrong.
I think you might be right on that one.
Yep. Where's Ryan Dawson and his bill?
If you know, you know on that one. Oh, here's one for you, Eric. This is a fun one. Appeals court dismisses, quote, product of the USA
Oh,
labeled
God.
in lawsuit. So this
Yes.
This
is
was
fun.
specifically requested by the three of
Yeah.
us.
Okay, if a federal appeals court has affirmed the dismissal of a lawsuit brought by cattle ranchers over the alleged mislabeling of beef as a quote product of the USA. The U.S. Appeals Court for the 10th District in Denver ruled 2-1 on Friday to dismiss the class action lawsuit filed in January 2020 by New Mexico ranchers Robin Thornton and Michael Lusario. The original lawsuit named Tyson Foods, Cargill Meat Solutions, JBS USA, and National Beef Packing Company. That's the meat mafia.
Yeah.
With plaintiffs claiming that the companies misled consumers by labeling their beef as, quote, product of the USA when the cattle may have been born and raised in another country. At issue are USDA rules that allow the, quote, product of the USA label be used when the meat is further processed by U.S. companies.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if
This is kind of like the organic rules where they allow
beef-
a certain
yeah.
amount of GMO in there.
yeah, so the beef can be grown elsewhere, right, where they have less regulations,
Yeah.
shipped to the U.S., processed in the U.S., and it becomes a product of the USA
Yeah.
under this label.
Careful language there.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this also happens with your olive oil, by the way. So if you're going to the grocery store and you're thinking you're getting 100% olive oil, 60% at most.
Honey is the same way. Honey, most honey, like the little bear,
Yeah.
you know, the little bear honey. It's
high
like
fructose
half,
corn syrup with
it's like
sweet
half
corn.
corn syrup. Yeah.
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 I buy all that shit locally.
Yes, which you
got
should be
3
buying your
friends.
honey locally because it's
Mhm.
processed from the flowers that are around your
Right.
area.
I've
Yeah,
got a friend that actually
thank
has
God
his
we
own-
have like orchards around here because the
Right.
the local honey is really good.
Yeah, I've got a friend that he has his own apiary and an orchard on his property.
Nice.
And one of my buddies, or one of my best friend's dads, is a beef farmer. So it's really easy to get actual good beef and honey.
They're saying that the beef is going to be the one like the one item that's going to increase the cost or increase the most due to inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got St. Helena Parish is less than an hour away from me, and that's where all the cattle ranches are in Louisiana. So
How's it going down there, Louisiana?
yeah, it's doing all right. We had our second winter where for whatever reason we had 30 and 40 degree temperatures in the morning, but it's starting to climb up back into the 70s and 80s. So
Did
our
you say
spring down here
30 to
only lasts,
40
3
degrees?
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris is in
So-
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to hear about my whining and bitching about 30 and 40 degree weather.
Yeah.
So.
Chris is in Wisconsin. Josh is in Colorado.
I should say I was born in Nebraska and lived in Iowa, so I do know what cold
So
is.
you do understand at least.
Yes. Yes. When I was 5, I was forced out of a second-story window to go dig out the front door from several feet of snow. So I am aware.
That doesn't sound right to me.
What, feet of snow?
pushed out the second-story window to go dig out feet of snow from the door?
Yeah, because you couldn't
No,
open up the door.
That
Because there was so
doesn't
much
sound
snow.
right.
I had to
That is not a California problem.
as
No,
a
it's
kid. As a kid, we would get one or two significant blizzards every year, and the way my house was orientated, it was not uncommon for the entire front of the house to just get completely caked in
Yep.
snow. You'd have to go out the second story window on a sled and then dig
Yeah.
your way to the door.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
don't
I
even
had to
we
do
don't even
that
have
A
we don't
few
even
times
have
when
a
I was 5.
we don't even get a foot of rain here.
We got that in 2016. I think it was like 3 trillion gallons of water in 2 days.
Okay.
I mean,
Sounds like the big floods we had a couple of years ago, where the town I'm living in now, the little creek that runs through it's only about, I don't know, 8 foot wide,
Yeah.
maybe a foot and a half deep. Yeah, it was roughly half the width of the Mississippi at its peak.
Yep.
yeah, you
Or the
guys,
channel on the Mississippi, I should say.
what's the
Yeah.
river you guys have right there in La Crosse?
Mississippi.
The Mississippi. That's right.
Yeah.
But it's way
It
up
gets
there.
that far north, it's not a mile wide like it is like
Yeah, it is.
300 yards that way.
Yeah, it is. It's a mile wide in places around here.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is? Okay.
It's
Yeah.
about yeah. Where I'm at, the river's about a mile wide. Also,
Yeah.
we
I
have
remember I took a trip up to Minnesota where the opening of the river is at, and you can actually step across it in
Yep.
one step.
you have to go all the way to Shasta for the mouth of the river. No, multiple feet of snow every year.
Greater than dealing with California policies.
Yes.
I can't disagree with that. I believe that I've never experienced multiple feet of snow, but
Schaller,
true.
that's why he wants to move up to the redoubt.
yes, it's one of a lot of reasons I want to move up to the redoubt.
Countless reasons.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, worrying about a bear getting in my window is a lot more welcoming than worrying about a tweaker getting in my window.
Yep.
Just putting that out there.
Black bears are easy. Brown bears is a different story.
Like my mayor
Oh.
just got caught with a DUI doing 110 on the freeway,
Nice.
and the city council went, and
Man, dude, Eric,
He was doing
at some
mayor
point,
stuff.
it's because he's a black Democrat. They don't.
Eric, at some point, I have to tell you the story about my run-in with a grizzly bear up in the mountains of Montana.
Yeah, not fun. I can imagine.
I've told you guys this.
Depends on what
Well.
mood the bear's in,
Ugh. So
or a Fed in the window. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
be Duncan Lemp.
no,
Where there's more people, there's more government. Where there's more government, there's more feds.
They still follow you everywhere.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I live in a
Yeah,
town of 1,500 people,
yeah. Randy Weaver would know.
right?
Mm-hmm. Hashtag Waco.
Yeah. Randy Weaver
Duncan
moved
Lemp.
up there to get away from the feds, and they followed him.
And they
No.
followed him there. And
Because
yes,
Yankees are going to be Yankees, and they can't leave you
That's
alone.
the 30th anniversary of Ruby Ridge is coming up in August.
Sucks.
We're coming up on the anniversary of Waco too, like the ending of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other day was the second anniversary of Duncan Lemp, and then
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause those two stories happen fairly close together. I remember.
Yep.
one day after the other.
Yeah.
Then did you guys see that the Daily Wire is putting out a book written by one of the fuckheads that was part of that raid?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, that guy's been all over Twitter
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing his
He's-
anti-gun shit on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, is
Well,
that who that one
yeah.
blue check mark is?
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
that's the one.
She should have just complied. That
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, if they had answered the door for us.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy. Twice with a flaming cactus
All I gotta say is,
with an
you know,
AI created
trucks
VX.
in Kentucky notoriously lose their brakes at really odd moments.
Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969.
Minecraft.
I mean,
Hypotheticals.
there is such thing as an Irish car bomb for a reason. I'm talking about the drink.
Yes, of course. I too like putting a shot
Tasty
of
sneaks
Jameson
up
and
on you.
Baileys and whiskey.
Podcast goes really quick when we don't have Andrew talking for half the time. We went through 7 articles in an hour and 5 minutes.
And I try
Wow.
keeping my jokes to a minimum. So you're welcome.
Oh,
Why?
Yeah.
I wear mine.
Faces for radio right here.
Yeah, unfortunately I was cursed with goofball face. So
Yeah. No.
so much so that when I was in basic training, one of the guys said, "You know, you kind of look like Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket." And then
God damn it!
like, "Shut the
I was
fuck
thinking
up."
that as soon as you said it.
Yeah, so instead of being called by my roster number from the drill sergeant, it was like, "Come here, Pile." I was like, "God damn it."
No, this is gonna stick for the next 8 weeks.
Yes.
Oh,
Curse you, Vincent D'Onofrio.
what is your major malfunction, Private Pile?
Why are
That's
you
an
not
awful
stomping a
long
mud
fucking
hole in
list.
Private Pile's ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What
will
is-
no longer punish him. Instead, I will punish all of you.
You.
That's a very government statement.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is this? What the fuck is this? And he's holding the jelly donut with his pinky finger and his thumb.
Yep.
That was the best part. Rest in peace, Arlie Ermy.
What is this? Pepsi sparks outrage over its plan to export Scottish seed potatoes to Russia in a deal worth almost $800,000.
800 grand, and because of the destination, we're in an
Yes.
uproar.
PepsiCo has drawn criticism for agreeing to export Scottish seed potatoes to Russia amid the invasion of Ukraine. The Times of London reported that the deal with the Aberdeen-based seed potato growers, Saltier Seed, came with the approval of the Scottish government. A government spokesman has denied this and told the Times they did not approve the export deal.
No, we cannot say that we gave them the seeds for our potatoes.
According
Well,
to the
that's
outlet,
just it. They probably didn't give them to Russia. They gave them to Pepsi, and then Pepsi gave them to Russia.
according to the outlet, 2,000 tons of seed potatoes.
Good
Deal's
Lord.
estimated worth $800,000. One trader told the Times that the deal was immoral. that the deal was immoral given Russia's unprecedented invasion of
It's a
Ukraine.
Is it
buyer
not
and seller. How
immoral-
much
more
moral does it
immoral
have
to-
to be?
Oh,
Jeez.
is it
800
not more
grand. It's
immoral
not
to
like
just
you're.
fucking starve a bunch of people?
It's
Ask the
800,
Irish.
800 grand in potatoes. It's not like you're going to be like doing a drop in the bucket of the Russian defense spending. You know.
I want to know why they're doing the potatoes.
Because you can grow them just about anywhere.
Well, I get that, but
It's
what's
kind of an odd play not to get them from the Irish. I don't know.
I mean, what?
Well-
what is-
The Irish
Pepsi-
are part of the EU, though.
Oh, yes, that's right.
but why
Yeah,
is
but I mean,
Pepsi selling potatoes or buying potatoes?
wouldn't Russia have their own plentiful amount of potatoes considering vodka?
Yeah.
Vodka.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they are converting a bunch of their wheat crop areas over to potatoes because of the nutritional density.
Okay, that's nice, but that it takes like 4 months to grow a potato.
Yep.
We didn't say they were smart.
Right.
They are Russians after all.
I was going to say their leadership obviously sucks. Look at how well they're doing in Ukraine.
Assumably
Well, yeah.
Assumably well in
Is
Ukraine.
that even a word? Assumably.
It's we make up shit all the
Presumably,
time.
I think is what he was trying to say.
I'm an anarchist. Fuck your rules. The only law I obey is gravity, and that's because
You
I
have
haven't
to.
figured out to fly yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But once I
Yes.
do, look out.
Yeah. Once I can blow shit up with my mind, we're leaving. We're finishing this.
If I figured out how scanners work, man. So leave it to Eric just to reference some cheesy 80s horror movie that nobody watched.
I need to get bitten by a spider.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with everything going on, you might get a bit mega dose of gamma rays, so that's a possibility.
They did give the USDA did give permission for that French company to release 2.4 million genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
right.
nothing bad will happen from that.
We
Florida
don't have Ant-Man of the Wasp. We have
Florida-
Jason the mosquito.
Florida man memes become Florida Skeeter.
Oh Jesus.
Skeeter becomes Skeeter,
Yes.
and he's got mosquito powers, but he's a tweaker at the same time, so that'll be fun. He's gonna show up at the
Just
gas
sticks his
station.
own arm.
Now,
Mos-
if I remember
mosquitoes
correctly,
I've got
on
a
meth.
business opportunity for you.
Just a mosquito on meth. That's exactly what the world needs. A meth keto.
if I remember correctly,
Mosquito.
those genetically modified mosquitoes that they release, those are the ones that are modified
for
not to
Zika.
breed.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's to fight
Because
Zika.
life doesn't find a way.
That's exactly what I said when I first saw the article. It's like,
Life finds a way.
It's just Alex Jones. They're turning the mosquitoes gay.
Literal vampire demons from an alternate dimension.
Loser.com is now redirecting visitors to Vladimir Putin's Wikipedia page.
Oh, that'll show him.
There's a meme
didn't they
floating.
go to Joe
There's,
Biden?
there's a meme floating around. I'll have to drop it in the chat for you. And it says, it's like this purple haired girl. She says, my change.org petition got 137 signatures. And then it's like Vladimir Putin crying, but I wanted to continue my invasion.
No. The Change.org petition got signed. I'm done for. I was telling Typo that from Biting the Bullet. It's like these idiots think they can just pass a rule and that everyone will just listen to that rule. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you got me on a technicality.
Darn you!
You guys see the videos of people getting arrested while trying to protest in Russia?
That's fun.
Like the one guy is holding up a blank sign, like
A
there's
blank sign.
nothing,
There's nothing
on
it. Yeah.
and they just walk up and haul his ass away.
Yeah, because the U.S. would never do that.
Right.
No. They never send a fat pig to come over and just like bear spray everyone in the sitting down, not doing anything.
That was UC Davis.
Yeah.
That was.
They would never send out the National Guard to shoot unarmed students protesting either.
Yeah. Well, that
Kent
hippie
State.
over there put a flower in the barrel of my M1 Garands. I had to shoot him.
Yeah.
That flower
was
might
it?
have been poisonous. You never know.
It could have contained one of the AI created VX gases.
Yes.
Yep. One of those toxins in the pollen.
Yeah.
It's a GMO. Look out.
I'm not saying that.
I
Every
guess at
anarchist
this
should
point- at this
cultivate
point in
Jimson
time-
weed, but
at this
every
point in
anarchist
time-
should cultivate Jimson weed.
I think at this point in time, I think GMOs are more popular than organic. So it'd be like, oh my god, he put an organic flour in the barrel. It's gonna
Right.
make me It's gonna make me healthy.
My body's
Well-
not used to this healthiness.
Oh no.
So, do you guys know
it's
about
gluten
Jimson weed?
free.
About what now?
Jimson weed.
Yeah, I smoked it once.
Crimson weed.
If you, not saying you should do this.
It was a joke, but yeah.
I figured that, but if you take the seeds and you grind them up into a fine powder and aerosolize them,
So Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969.
it's just a really powerful hallucinogen. That's it.
Yeah.
Didn't they find out with some flowers that you could easily buy at Home Depot that if you smoke the seeds from them, you
Yeah.
get a little something going on.
Leave it to anarchists to know about smoking flowers.
Of course.
Hey, bro, you got them flower seeds on you? Yeah, man. Come on over to my van.
there's
I got 'em in
come
my
from
coat.
Lowe's, man.
there's a song called "Gardening is
Quality
Gangster."
Home Depot.
Morning Glories. That's what they were.
Yeah,
Jack Curtis
There's
once
a-
again.
that's our homie John. But there's a song called "Gardening is Gangster." It's on YouTube. It's I can't remember the guy's name, but like the entire thing is set up where like they're like waiting for a drug deal, and the guy pulls up, pops the trunk, and it's like bags of organic compost.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because gardening is gangster.
Yes.
So
I
Thanks
often
for
say when I
reminding
go
me tomorrow
outside to
night I
go pick my figs and my blueberries, and it's like, I'm a radical anarchist. Look at me
I was
go.
gonna say, thanks for reminding me, Jason. Tomorrow I got to go out and turn my compost piles.
I don't have a joke for that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have no joke prepared.
I have no joke prepared. We need Adam Nutter. He would have made a joke about that.
He would have. I'd have yes and it so hard.
Adam Nutter does the Porcupine. He's a stand-up comic.
Yeah. Great
They're
dude.
in New Hampshire.
Also been on my show.
Has he? Who hasn't been on your show? We'll leave them in there with you.
I've had quite a few people not be on the show, so I mean that's a pretty long list.
Yeah.
If Dave Smith would only answer that DM, one of these days he'll get around to it.
Ooh, you need to create a bullying harassment.
Just bully him.
A campaign like Dan Smots did.
Yeah.
You could steal Dan Smots' video and just put your face over Dan Smots. That's entirely possible.
I do have video editing software. I could do this.
Well, I mean, that's how we've gotten a couple of our guests that come on.
That's how we got
And
Trailer
Bonnie.
Swift
and Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Yeah,
Trailer
Trailer
Swift,
Swift. That was a fun episode. Just putting
That's,
She's a
out
fun
that's also
follow on
kind of
Twitter,
how
too.
we got Magnus and
Yeah, Magnus
Trashman
Trashman
and
Oldman.
See, I had to do
Andrew
it the other
called
way
them
around. I
commies.
just had to start spamming your comment section, and then I get right onto
Yeah.
the show.
Well, I figured you could add something to it, and
And we
Yeah.
didn't have the usual bag of hot air. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only get that on certain hours of the day from me. So
so I don't really have anything. We went through those articles too fast, and I didn't pick good articles this week,
that's okay. We made all the appropriate jokes.
and a few
We
inappropriate.
didn't have
ones.
Andrew flying the plane.
Yes.
and absolutely refusing to land.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we
dude,
should-
you're almost out of fuel. You got to bring it down at some point.
Nice fucking
It's
solar
like, oh,
panels.
it's going down all right.
I don't know. He's running on. He's got a nuclear powered engine up there in his plane. He's just flying around. Yeah, that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. You guys can dismiss me.
It's
No,
getting late.
if you're still listening to this podcast, just stop.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah. At this point, go find at RWAC podcast on Twitter and just I don't know. Give me something funny just to let us know that you listened all the way to the end.
Yeah. Tag him in something stupid.
Yeah.
Dad jokes. Tag him in dad jokes.
Please. I need more. I'm starting to run out.
God creating animals on Twitter.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. I share those ones in the chat all the time too, but it's like God's having discussions with animals about their names or whatever they are, and I'll
Like
have
the
to tag that
platypus?
one. The platypus one, yeah. That was the one where he let the animals create themselves.
Yeah.
That day, in the platypus.
Platypus did it gangsta style, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a duck bill, I'm gonna be fur bearing, and
Yep.
I'm gonna be venomous.
Yep. Admonish Jason. Yes. Yes. Fire Jason. That's a good campaign idea.
You know, there is Jason in the chat too. We could just fire him.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Big
There
Shells. His first name is Jason.
There can be only one.
Is that how that
So-
works?
Well, there's a good chance if you two ever met, he might eat you. So
I started rewatching that, by the way, because they have it on Hulu, and it was like, sitting there watching it, was like, man, I forgot how bad this show actually was.
It's so
I
bad.
do that every once in a while with so many
it's
other
like-
shows I grew up on.
It's like the original
Like,
MacGyver.
why did I watch this?
Oh yes, MacGyver
oh
was
god,
terrible. Richard
If you
Dean
go
Anderson.
back and watch MacGyver, it's terrible. It's
As a
absolutely
kid,
I was
I
so
loved
terrible.
excited one
MacGyver.
day when I came across Airwolf on TV, and I'm like, wait a second, why did I watch this when I was younger?
I had no choice. I was a little kid in Nevada when Airwolf would fly over our trailer periodically while they were filming, because we lived up in the hills.
there's hills in Nebraska.
No, Nevada.
Oh,
I lived in
Nevada.
Nevada. Yeah, right
Lived
outside
in-
Reno, and they filmed
Reno, yeah.
Airwolf out there all the time.
Oh,
We would see Airwolf go over, and then two other helicopters that were the camera helicopters that chased it.
Lovely. You going to Reno in May?
No, I'm doing Childerberg in May.
Oh, nice. That's a more useful.
Yes, definitely a more useful.
Yes.
well, I mean, we've got time to burn. I guess I could tell the grizzly bear story quick.
Fine.
All right.
Tell your story.
So my
It
uncle
doesn't
invited.
matter. Okay.
Shut
No,
the
go
fuck up. My uncle invited me to go elk hunting with him outside of Big Sky, Montana, and we're
That's
out
how you
there.
know this is going to be a good story. His uncle invited him to go elk hunting.
And so we're out there. He says, "Sit here. They like to come out. There's a spring over there. Sounds good." About 100-yard shot. Nice bull elk comes out. 100-yard shot. 3-mile hike. Pull the trigger. The thing drops where it stands. Perfect. Start
Nice.
my long ass walk over there. Get out there. Start field dressing. And behind me, now, granted, this has been a couple of hours that thing's been laying there.
Yeah.
And behind me, all I hear is, and I'm like, oh, that I know. I don't like that sound.
That's not a
turn
good
around
sound to
and-
hear behind you.
No. I should also say, on my way over there, I contacted my uncle. I was like, hey, dude, it's down. I need the UTV. Let's go. And so I hear that sound. I stand up, and all I've got is my knives with me because my rifle is, of course, over here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I guess if I'm going down, I'm going to go down swinging. And out of nowhere, I hear boom, and I'm covered head to toe in bear blood because my uncle shot it with a 45-70 right through the heart.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
the only government I actually like.
Right? Yeah, I see that, Jason. You are far worse than I am.
My brother's first firearm he ever bought was a 45-70.
Not your first.
Not me, my brother. My brother.
You got to ease into it.
My brother
Yeah, yeah.
walked into the gun store, and he tells the guy behind the counter, "I just want something that'll kill a bear."
That'll do it.
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
it'll work.
the guy's like, here. It had this fucking cheap 3.9 by 10 scope, and it was
That would never hold
terrible.
a zero.
It was
Oh.
terrible firearm, but holy shit, did he enjoy shooting that?
Yeah. 45-70 is a thumper.
Yeah,
On
it
both
will-
ends.
It will efficiently relocate your shoulder.
Yes, it will.
No,
Especially on a lever action. Ugh.
it was a single shot breach.
Oh
Still. Oh.
no, that's worse.
Yeah.
At that
Fucking-
point, it kills on one end and maims on the other.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
all recoil.
So I don't want to
People
do
that-
all the plugs. So I don't think we're gonna do
Just
plugs.
buy Deerica's book.
Buy Jericho's book.
Check out Dave.
Um,
At
Papa's
Poppins.
Patches and Boo Boogie 79 on Twitter.
Yep. We're not going to touch on Andrew's beard thing because that's
yeah.
his deal.
he's got it down to a science. So
He wasn't here. He wasn't here, so fuck that guy.
Right?
Can't do the ad read without you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's his mangina's fault.
Yes, he's on his period.
Oh, plumbing problems.
He's having a bad beard day.
Having a bad beard day.
Oh.
No, he's having a allergic reaction to something he ate. So stomach issues and hives and the whole works. Good
Well,
times.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Take some, drink some water, take a knee, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Shut
Rub
up.
some dirt on it. You'll be all right.
Well, I was going to
just
say, he's
reach up your ass with a handful of dirt. And you're fine.
I mean, he was a grunt. All he needs to do is change his socks, take some Motrin, and hydrate. And he should be fine.
There you go. So
Got
again,
my leg blown
that
off.
doesn't work.
Here's some Motrin. Don't bother me.
plug your podcast again.
Rebel with a Cause podcast. You can find me on all the popular podcatchers out there. Going to be on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey, of course.
All right, give us a piece of life advice.
Piece of life advice: rub some dirt on it and walk it off. There you go.
That was
Support your local farmers.
Yes,
Your
definitely.
local single moms.
and your local single moms.
Yes.
So yeah,
I don't know about that. Swipe left. Just always swipe left. Don't give them the time of day.
No, you just never go to the strip club on a Tuesday afternoon. That's
Yeah, that's the
in
B
the
squad.
in the
Yeah, that's the
off-season.
B squad. You don't want that.
so well, we're the B squad of podcasts. So I mean that kind of makes sense.
This is a very fine
Are we
podcast.
wow.
upgraded
You're,
to B?
you're giving us a lot
You're
of
upgraded
credit.
to B?
Jason.
I mean, at least we aren't like 58 years old and C-section scars.
That's true.
Do I
Not
need
yet.
to send them the picture?
Not yet. No,
No,
not that.
no.
On that
No,
note,
on Twitter. Not here.
Yeah,
On that-
yeah, send it to me on Twitter. I can always use a good laugh. Or throw up in my mouth.
The last one. The last one.
just like Forrest Mommy's abs, the complete opposite.
Oh, complete opposite? Oh.
Complete
no.
opposite.
It's like my abs.
Complete opposite.
On that
Nobody wants to
note,
see that.
good luck with that. But we'll catch you on the next time. Peace.